Bismillah. You know, there's a lot of talk about marriage today. Sisters, especially, I'm talking to you. You guys have to understand the situation that the modern woman has placed a man in when it comes to the prospect of getting married. Before we go any further, brothers and sisters, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. Share this content with anybody you think may find it beneficial. Share it especially with the sisters, inshallah. So, let me get into this. Stick with me. Sisters need to understand, while they are busy looking for a husband, that they have set themselves up for failure with the modern woman era, or the boss babe era, or girl boss, or whatever you want to call it. Alright? Behind the scenes, you guys didn't realize that this type of trickery was being done to you, so you just continued to buy into the nonsense without putting any real thought or consideration into it. You know, I understand the concept myself. You know, you've been placed in a position to where you have to be responsible for your finances, your safety, your security, your stability, etc. Because a lot of these men out here in the dunya ain't doing that. They're not doing their job, right? So, I do get where you're coming from. But, on the flip side of that, what's happened is you've trained yourself to set your expectations too high on a lot of these brothers out here who are wanting to wed you and take care of you to the best of their ability. Okay? So, one example of this might be you make a lot of money, and because you make a lot of money, you look at a prospective husband as needing to make equal to you or more than you, right? Because you have come to attain a certain lifestyle. Now, just because you are used to driving Bentleys and Beamers and living in $4,000 or $5,000 a month apartments doesn't mean that that is the requirement of the brother to provide for you. Okay? And as a result of that, you may reject a brother who is on his path spiritually, and he is on point with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you may view him as less than you in the financial sense. It's an unfair scenario. The girl boss mentality has taken a lot of your prospective husbands off the market. They're not even on the radar for you. Okay? Not only that, but you get used to living alone, doing your own thing, you work, etc. And even if your job and your home life, whatever it is, may be on point as far as you're keeping it halal and you're keeping it 100 with Allah, doesn't necessarily mean that you want somebody to come into your life and then kind of mess up your routine. You get set in the I'm by myself on my own routine, and then whenever a prospective husband comes to you, you disregard him because he has the expectation that you will actually want to see him and spend time with him and be married to him and do the things that is required of a wife, because you're so used to doing the wife and the husband role, because you've been by yourself. So you've had to play man and woman. So you've got to take these things into consideration, especially you sisters, when you are looking for a husband, if you're serious about looking for a husband. And another thing that I see happening is a sister will be interested in a husband slightly, but because she's afraid of what her friends may think, she's afraid of what her fellow sisters may think, she may disregard a prospective husband just based on the opinion of other people. And they haven't even given their opinion, but on fear of what they may think. Will they be accepted by the same social group, etc.? Okay? You got to understand something, sisters. You can die alone, or as the cat lady, or you can start making decisions that will benefit you and your marriage and your home and your love life and your afterlife, and disregard whatever everybody else is saying. You need to look at it this way. If they don't pay your bills or share your bed, it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they think. As long as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with your decisions, and as long as you two match up spiritually, that's a major thing. You don't want to have a mismatch when it comes to spiritualism, because what happens is you may be living the deen one way, and you may marry a husband who wants to live the deen another way. He may have a more conservative outlook, or you may have a more conservative outlook, which for most sisters these days, in the West anyway, especially for a lot of reverts, they aren't really as conservative as, you know, they may be in a Muslim country. I say that, I may be speaking out of turn, and you guys could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. I know that the majority of the brothers I know who are reverts are more devoted than a lot of the born Muslims. May Allah strengthen us all. I mean, but the point of the matter is, when it comes to matters of marriage, you want to make sure that you and your potential husband or potential wife are on the same page spiritually, right? So I may be conservative in my view and my outlook of the deen of Islam, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has an expectation of us. But if I marry a woman who thinks it's appropriate to wear hijab and then go to Walmart in leggings, for example, this is going to cause a great deal of conflict within our marriage, and will potentially be a game ender, if not at the very minimum a game changer, of course. So you need to have these understandings ahead of time, okay? And I understand that nobody's perfect, and you know, there's a lot of sisters out there who don't want to give up their freedom. They don't want to give up that lifestyle, because they have become so accustomed to being the boss babe, being the girl boss, making the money, etc., etc. So, and living alone and having their routine. For those sisters, I would suggest for you to become a second wife, okay, or a third wife, or a fourth wife, okay? The reason I say that is, number one, if the potential husband he already has a wife, then you know that he has the qualities to be able to be a good husband, most likely, right? Number two, as a second wife, this will open up areas for you that you may so if you are one of those sisters who has the expectation of, you know, keeping your current lifestyle, then you may want to lower your reservations about being a second wife. Allah tells us in the Quran, why have you made haram what Allah makes halal? Okay, so basically what happens is, you refusing to take that route, you are essentially saying that you know best what Allah doesn't know, which that's haram, right? So I know it's not something that, you know, we take lightly, but there's somebody for everybody, okay? There's somebody for everybody, and it's not all the time as simple as the Western culture wants you to think it is. You were raised with Western traditional values, and because of that, you believe that it should only be one man, one woman, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed something different, and for a very, very strong and good purpose, okay? And that's not for me to tell you, to sit here and judge you and tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. That's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the truth of the matter is, if you guys want love, if you guys want a marriage okay? And you have certain things that you're unwilling to let go of, or you're unwilling to compromise on, and I see this a lot today, then you might as well either buy a whole lot of cats and get prepared, because those are your companions for the rest of your life, or you can be realistic about things and open yourselves up to the possibilities that you are currently wearing blinders to, okay? And that's between you and Allah, and each individual person's journey is their own. May Allah make it easy for all of us. I mean. But anyways, I'll touch more on this as the information comes up in my mind, inshallah. But you know, if you want to look at things from a balanced perspective and you want to better your life and have a partner, there are different areas that you can pursue. Make decisions and make them based on what your goals are, and look at the situation in a realistic manner. It's up to you. It's up to you. You can continue doing the same thing you've been doing and continue down by yourself. Or you can look at these brothers out here and check them on their spirituality and on their ability to protect and provide for you, and lower your expectations. Stop thinking you need to be driving new cars and living in $5,000 a month houses. That's stupid. That's stupid. You're putting unreasonable expectations and unreasonable pressures on men today. And the reason you're doing that is because there are simps out here who are willing to condone that type of behavior. And as they condone it, it encourages and enables that type of thinking in your mind. Return to the deen of Allah, and you'll get yourself straight, inshallah. Anyway, brothers and sisters, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. Share the content across your various platforms. You can message me at trinitytruth07@gmail.com for questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, discussions, whatever. Till next time, brothers and sisters, remember that there's one God and only one God, and He alone is worthy of worship.